Nintendo started another controversy. Say it ain't so. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bros and Badges. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I just wanted to discuss something that's been going on in the community and kind of give my 2 cents in. And yeah, Nintendo, what are we doing, man? Why are we like this? So if you guys aren't in the know, Nintendo recently filed a copyright strike against a channel ran by a man named Ilios, who was making Pokemon National Geographic-like videos. So these are essentially like, if you've watched National Geographic, they have videos where they show animals in their wild habitats. Well, Ilios went and animated using his own assets, using his own hard work, and made Pokemon versions that were very true to canon and very just honestly high quality. And Nintendo, as they did, they sent over their Nintendo ninjasts and went and took down the channel. So a lot of people are upset about this, and I think rightfully so, because obviously Ilios is a fan of Pokemon and was doing this out of the love of the game. And I think it always sucks to see Nintendo making moves like this because it is so anti-consumer. I mean, if you look at most gaming studios, they would love to have as much fan input to their IP. But when it comes to Pokemon and Nintendo in general, it just seems like they don't really let fans have time to breathe, either, you know, through fan games or through other means. They just love copyright striking. Now, what I will say is this isn't as black and white as some people make it seem, which is another reason why I kind of wanted to discuss this. Because the thing is that there are channels similar to the Poke National Geographic. And those channels are things such as Poke Earth, which is essentially the same thing. It is a realistic look at these Pokemon in their natural habitats. And these channels are still up, as well as a lot of like AI videos, which kind of sucks to see. But, you know, I think it raised a lot of questions for a lot of people as to why Ilios in particular was struck down. And I think the answer, when you take a step back, is pretty simple. If you're doing certain things like creating content with other people's IPs, you really can't expect to be making money from it. And the problem with Ilios is that he did end up starting a Patreon. And the Patreon wasn't really to fund the videos exactly. It was more so to support him so he was able to have more time to do this. But Nintendo saw that as him making money off of these Pokemon videos. So now we're in a little bit of a weird legal territory where he's not technically making money from the IP, but it is clearly the reason he's making money. And I think that's why Nintendo had to put their foot down. Now, again, it sucks that they did it. I think it is completely against what the company should stand for, but I do know that Japanese culture in general is a little different, especially when it comes to copyright laws. And as I mentioned before, there are plenty of other channels who do this same thing. And I don't think that they're in as much hot water because they're just not making money from it. Now, I can't tell you exactly if they're making money from it. I don't know if they're running ads on these videos. Could I have done the research for that? Probably. But, you know, we're just going to skip over that, actually. But Ilios, I mean, listen, dude, your stuff was great. It really sucks to see the channel struck down, especially because it was gaining so much traction. He was at almost 100,000 subscribers, which is why I think this one hit so hard, because we had something that was getting people more interested in the lore of Pokemon. The actual Pokemon themselves were being spotlighted. And what's really crazy is that this was a lot of people's like entry to the series. There are a lot of like young kids who were getting into it because they were seeing these videos, and it's just really cool to see something like, I don't know, a Bulbasaur in its natural habitat and make it seem like it's a real thing. Like, it's just so much more interesting, and there's nothing in the Pokemon franchise that kind of is like that. The closest thing we have is something like Pokemon Snap, for instance, where we're just kind of seeing the Pokemon interact. But outside of that, they're kind of just there, right? They're like vehicles for battles. There's not much else to them. They're very one-dimensional. Again, I think Nintendo pulling this ultimately is just them shooting themselves in the foot. One, because you are just looking bad. You're looking like a company that, again, is anti-consumer, very much against the freedom of speech and being able to just have your art out there. But number two, it sucks for them because now you're just letting people not have something more Pokemon related to watch. I mean, the thing is you were getting free content. You weren't doing anything, you know, there's no money involved. They're not spending money. It was basically free advertisement when it comes down to it. And now, again, it leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth. And as Pokemon creators ourselves on this channel, it's hard because like part of us wants, you know, Nintendo and Game Freak to do good stuff and win, right? It feels good to talk about that. It never feels good to talk about a fellow Pokemon content creator who is now like on the verge of losing income because Nintendo decided that they were going to take a stand here. So that's pretty much why I wanted to jump on this video. I kind of just wanted to voice my quick opinions. And more importantly, I wanted to throw it back at you guys. What do you guys think about the situation? Have you watched these videos? Unfortunately, the news kind of hit me after it already went down. So I had to search to even be able to see any of it. And it was fantastic stuff. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend going out and trying to find it. Very high quality stuff. And for anybody going forward, unfortunately, let this be a lesson. Let's try not to monetize stuff like this, because Nintendo is just, I mean, they're kind of ruthless at the end of the day, right? They want to be the only ones eating at the table. So again, it's a cautionary tale. It's one that we've seen so many times before. It sucks every time we see it. And I hate to kind of bring the channel down with bad news. But again, I feel as PokeTubers, it's really important to cover stuff like this and put eyes on it. Although it does seem like the community as a whole really has been jumping to Elios's side. But yeah, guys, again, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. Do you think he was overstepping by having the Patreon? Either way, I want to hear your thoughts down below. And hopefully the next video isn't such a downer. But then again, we do talk about Pokemon, so can't promise that. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. And until next time, Bros and Badges, out.